Hey guys, Zangetsu 134 here, bringing you Kamen Build episode 28. I'm sorry I wanted to do this a little bit sooner, but I had to wait until I could find a place where I could watch it online. And the place I normally watch it hadn't updated yet. So I had to make do with Kiss Asian. I'm not a big fan of, well, I used to like Kiss Asian, but I'm always worried when I use it that I'm going to end up not getting the video to work. It's one of the reasons why I haven't gone back to doing Garo. It's because I've tried watching the movies using Kiss Asian and it just buffers for forever. And I have to watch in 720 or else I can't read the subtitles very well because the subtitles are oftentimes way too hard to read without all that. But anyway, this episode we wrap up the final battle between Build and Rogue, as Build struggles to fight Rogue after the upgrade that Namba Heavy Industries gave him to make him immune to the attacks of Rabbit Rabbit, as well as finding out that that Sawa had betrayed all of them and gave the Rabbit Rabbit data to Namba. And we finally get her actual backstory. However, in spite of all this, Sento wins by pulling out his tank form and defeating Rogue. However, the president of Namba Heavy Industries kills the prime minister of Toto with Bloodstock, and then uses Bloodstock's abilities to turn his face into the prime minister of Sato, and will use it to declare all-out war. So yeah, this episode's pretty good. It more or less is basically broken into two halves, one of which is a much smaller half than the other, but I say that more just because, like, it's really just finishing up the battle with, between Rogue and Build, and then finally getting the beginnings of the next and probably last arc of Kamen Rider Build. Well, probably more second to last arc, since we're going to probably have at least an arc where we see Sento using Rabbit Rabbit and Tank. And then we'll, get into the final arc when he reveals the Genius Full Bottle, which will be his final form. But more or less, the first half is basically what you came for, is to see the final battle with Rogue and Build. It's pretty good. It's more or less just a continuation of the first half, where Rogue is upgraded so that Rabbit Rabbit can't injure him. And more or less he has data now that allows him to surpass Rabbit Rabbit by using the full bottles of Toto and Hokuto that Sato had taken from Grease and the Crow Trio. And more or less we find out that Sawa did all this, not just because she's a child of Namba, but because Nabeshima, the guy that helped them out in the beginning, his family was once again captured, and they used that to force her hand. And to be fair, I actually really do like the explanation for Sawa, that originally she was supposed to die by killing herself after the events of her first heel turn. And more or less, she was basically supposed to die for the glory of Namba, which annoys the prime minister after they find out that Sawa and Sento tricked them. And we actually get like a backstory where Sento knew the whole time she was going to betray them, but he trusted that their friendship would mean much more to her than the lies that Namba has fed her whole life. And that was a powerful moment for the show, and just in the fact that Sento did all that just because he had faith in her and was willing to give up the Rabbit Rabbit data so that they could use Grease to sneak in and free Nabeshima's family. And basically Sento and Sento could just have to stall against Rogue and release and use his his ace in the hole once he knew Nabeshima's family was safe so that they could stop playing possum, which led into him unveiling the fact that the full bottle has two forms, Rabbit Rabbit and Tank Tank, which I actually really like the Tank Tank form. I like the fact that the shoulder pauldrons can bend down and shoot off actual cannon fire. I really like how it's separate tanks that go onto the battlefield and will actually fire at the opponent until it's time for Bill to build up and attach himself to the parts of Tank Tank. And I really do like the CGI moment for Rabbit Rabbit and Tank Tank where the parts fly into the air and Build jumps in between each one to equip the parts. I'm not entirely sure how we're going to do that in later episodes when they don't have the budget to show Rabbit Rabbit Tank Tank doing that. Maybe just show the parts floating around him or something. I don't know. I'm still not entirely sure where they come from either because they just kind of show up. Despite the fact that everything else of the build driver comes out of the main cylinder on the build driver, and comes out through pipes or some sort of machinery that stamps it together around Sento's body, or in the case of the Splash drivers, they create a beaker and the fluids from the bottle circle around until it either wraps around, or in the case of Rogue, Jaws smash the liquid into you. It's definitely a cool fight. And we see more of the full bottle busters modes. Particularly when you use 4 full bottles, you get a miracle match, and then when you put the full bottle in, you get a full match, which is the most powerful form for it. It also turns Build into an actual tank when he does it, which was interesting. And it was a cool little moment where he just kept shooting energy blasts at Rogue until eventually he defeated him. But otherwise, I think it was a very sorry. It was a very very solid fight. I liked the fact that both Rogue and Bill during the fight, talk about how Rogue believes that you need power to truly save a country, to fix it, to make it better, and that you can't live on ideals. And Sento's I know ideals are fragile, but I still fight for them, and I will create power that can live up to those ideals. I will not make weapons for war. I will make tools that will allow you to protect and save your own ideals. Hence why the build system will become a symbol of justice, like any other Kamen Rider. And that was an interesting thing. I also like the moment between the vice or the prime minister of Toto and Gentaku, and how even still he wants to bring Gentaku home. He wants him to just stop what he's doing. And, he goes off to lick his wounds. I'm assuming we're probably not going to see him for a little while. Or if we do, it's going to be after the Evol driver, the Evol, EVOL, Evol drivers are built. Because that's when he becomes Kamen Rider Mad Rogue, and we will see Kamen Rider Evol. Because I'm assuming he's going to him and Stark are basically going to become the main villains again. That they're going to basically start up Faust. I also really like the fact that the bad guy, the Namba Heavy Industry guy, is finally going to become a bad guy instead of just a small player in the background. Because he clearly is the reason why a lot of the bad stuff is happening. Particularly the fact that he's constantly causing the conflicts to erupt between the three nations for his own benefit. Which is kind of a really interesting idea, that of corporations more or less, actually running countries and, using their clout to cause wars for profit. It's an interesting concept, especially in the modern day and age. Especially because, at the end of the episode, we see that one of Namba Heavy Industries' plans is more or less beefed up super versions of the Guardians with machine gun arms. And as they're starting up, I'm like, oh, it's drone warfare. We're getting some more drone warfare. I should have realized that basically the sentries are representations of drone warfare, with very few actual human beings. The fact that these wars have been ended via proxy battles instead of actual full out assaults. But otherwise, I found it a really interesting episode. I'm curious to see what Namba's going to do to Sawa after like the betrayals. Sorry, I'm trying not to get light into the. I kind of have to sit right here with the phone, and I've only got like 2 fingers holding it, and I'm afraid I'll drop it. I am curious to see what they'll do to Sawa now that they know she's completely left them. I really like the ending where like the group kind of just relaxes and it's just like, yeah, no, it's hopefully over. Grease can go back to his home and in Hokuto and say, and give his friends closure, or at least he thinks so. Next episode, we're gonna see that now my Heavy Industries is going to more or less give everyone a war. But yeah, no, I think it was definitely a good episode. It was interesting to say the least. It was very much a closure episode, as it were. Like, we basically wrap up some story elements, but not enough that they're going to not come back. Like the stuff with Gentaku is still building up. We see that Bloodstock is still working for Namba Heavy Industries, and that he's clearly still up to something. But otherwise, I think it was a good episode. I liked the fight. I liked all the stuff that they gave us, and I'm looking forward to more. So yeah, guys, I think that's gonna be a little bit of a shorter one. I'm not sure about tomorrow. I'm gonna try. I kind of want to do a special episode. At some point, in the future here. For the next show, I'm going to be vlogging. I think you guys pretty much all know what it is, but I'm gonna save it for a little bit. I've said it before, but in case somebody's watching this and they don't watch my other videos, which you should. All my videos are up. Just go to my channel and you can find them all. They're all Zangetsu vlog. You just type in whatever show I've reviewed. Garo, DuckTales. I really would like for them to make more episodes of DuckTales because I've only got 9 episodes and it's been forever since they've made new episodes of DuckTales. And I would really appreciate them releasing more of the first season instead of giving us like 9 episodes and that's that. But then again, this is Disney we're talking about, and Disney is terrible at releasing episodes at a reasonable pace. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for this episode. Like I said, I'm gonna try and do. I might try and do another one. But tomorrow I've got some stuff I gotta do. I was gonna try and maybe do one tomorrow, but we'll see where the day takes me. So anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me for this week. I'm Zangetsu134, and I will catch you all next time. Until then, take care.